Today on the grid, it's Blind Photo Critiques Day, so we're crushing the hopes and dreams of photographers all over the world. My co-host today, well, he hails from the Sudan. His shades are Ray-Ban. He's kicking it with Charlie Chan. He sings a ditty about Jack and Diane. He doesn't like Ginger. He likes Marianne. He's got a limited attention span. He raps with Roxanne. His favorite CMYK color? Cyan. And he sails around in a catamaran. He's the real rocket man, Erik Kuna. We have a bunch of giveaways. We got some broken hearts coming up, and it all starts in just 21.3 seconds. Let's go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
That's right. He raps with Roxanne.
Yep.
And if you're old enough to know the song Roxanne,
Yep.
you're in the right place today.
And a little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Anyway, glad to have you guys here. Happy holidays
Yeah.
for those of you in the U.S. who will be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow. I will be starting to celebrate Thanksgiving this evening, and it will roll into a day of football and food tomorrow.
Yes, the football's coming.
Yep.
There's football and the other type of football as well.
Yeah, the other type of football, the World Cup stuff.
This is the one time when I do watch.
All right,
the other type of football.
Can I tell you something interesting? This is semi-related to the World Cup. So the World Cup is in Qatar.
Yes,
That's how it's pronounced, but it's Qatar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my next trip.
Oh, nice.
I'm going there. My brother and I are going to go there after the first of the year. I don't want to go now during like World Cup. Right?
Oh yeah, but this is probably a great time right after.
Right after,
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
want
got all
to go
the World
there.
Cup festivities.
I'm only going to go for like 3 days, but the architecture and stuff in Qatar is amazing. It's crazy. So I'm going to go there. My brother and I are going to go there. We're just going to go take pictures, see the place, hang out,
Nice.
stay in some cool places, and come back home.
Why not?
That's what my wife's getting me for Christmas. She's getting me the airfare, and I'm going to use my Hilton points.
There you go.
So that's going to be my Christmas present for my wife. I'm very excited. I really want to go there.
Yeah, it's been a very subdued World Cup, I've noticed too.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Well, there's been a lot of weird upsets and stuff too.
Yes.
But anyway,
I think something might be around the lack of alcohol in the stadiums, but
that
definitely
certainly
changed.
subdued the crowd. 2 days before, Budweiser was the official beer host, and then 2 days before, the royal family decided, no, let's not do that. And so, anyway, but it should not affect the play on the field, but it is. Because all the players are drinking. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Anyway, very excited about going there. Looks like a very interesting place. Not a lot of folks get to Qatar.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It looks awesome.
The architecture and what they're doing and the way it's on the water and all, it's kind of feels like a part of Dubai when Dubai was really, not like Dubai has stopped kicking, but it's just like, it seems very exciting. So
it's amazing what that liquid gold does.
Liquid gold. All right. So today is Blind Photo Critique Day. We've had a bunch of folks send in their images. We're going to go through them and look at them and give honest critiques of them. So that's today. Some other real quick things before we start. We got a bunch of giveaways today. Mr. Kuna,
tell
them what they could win on today's fantastic show.
Well, let's see. We've got the Platypod multi-accessory kit here. So I know you've seen that a bunch, but think for your Platypod, make it more awesome than it already is. And then we're going to be giving away a copy of Scott's, speaking of the travel photography book. So we're going to be giving that away as well.
That's it right there.
And then we're going to be giving away another book by Scott, the How Do I Do That in Lightroom book.
How do you do that in Lightroom?
Well, there you go. You got a book right there. You figure out everything you need to know about Lightroom. And what's great about it is it's like just one thing. You're learning like one little topic.
Yeah, one thing per page. You just turn to the pages of the thing that you want to learn, and it's right there.
So it's great if you're like one of those where it's like, how do I do that? And boom, right there.
I know there's a way to do that.
Yep.
How?
And then we're going to be giving away a On One Effects 2022. So we're going to be away On One Effects.
No, it's got to be the 2023.
And they keep on saying that. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
but,
it
seems like it should be the 2023.
No, it's the 2023 version.
Yeah, so think probably should update that.
Which,
on
by the way,
notes.
they just released an update last week for it. The masking's even better. And
it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
improved a bunch
all
of
their
stuff.
new software. I mean,
Bunch of new stuff.
yeah, the AI tools inside of it, like they're showing there, are really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And then we're going to be giving away one of the V flats from V Flat Worlds.
V-Flat World.
So you go over there, it folds up, right, fitting right in your trunk.
V-Flat
And then we're going to be giving away a dual board XL. That's one where you can have a background behind, like right
those.
there,
Yeah.
as you see. That is for U.S. shipping only. So you just got to have a U.S. shipping address to win that prize. So don't enter that unless you're in the U.S.
But everybody can get a discount.
But everybody,
We have a discount code for you
everybody
guys.
wins at V Flat World.
Yeah,
because
Kelby 10.
Kelby 10, and you get 10% off at vflatworld.com.
Nothing to sneeze at.
And then let's see, you just leave a comment, ask us any questions that you have there as well, but tell us what you'd like to win, and we're going to pick a winner at the end of the show.
Also want to give a shout out to our new sponsor, Imogen AI, the fastest way to edit photos. It uses AI to help speed up your process. And it's got a lot of amazing AI stuff to learn your style and help you get through your. This is for people who are shooting a lot of portraits,
You got
weddings, and things like that.
A lot of when you're doing volume.
Yeah,
if you're doing volume and wanting to have like an assistant editor that's kind of doing a good first pass, based on your editing style. I think this is where that software really helps.
That's where it really shines.
If you're one where it's like I edit 1 or 2 photos from a shoot, like it's just probably not the best fit. But hey, for those people that are doing that volume, definitely check it out.
All right. One more thing. I am speaking at a conference next year that I want to tell you about. It is the Masters of Landscape and Nature Photography Symposium. It is out in the Tucson area at the I have to look this up. Seguro National Park in the surrounding Tucson area. It's October 30th to November 3rd. Mark your calendars, folks. And there's a lot of great speakers there. It's put together by Bill Fortney and Jack Graham. But I'll be teaching there. Joe McNally will be teaching there. It's a who's who of speakers. They got a great list of folks. So
yeah, and you can go see big cactuses too. Cacti.
Big cacti. Maybe fall
Cacti.
into them if you're not careful.
Oh,
anyway,
don't fall into
mark your calendars. That's coming up October 30th to November 3rd. Should be an awful lot of fun. Just a great hangout, and it's great. I just love these events where we all get together and stuff. And so that's coming up in Tucson. Have I been on the show since I got back from Monterey?
I can't remember.
No, I don't think I have.
I can't remember.
So I went to the B&H thing.
No. You did. You showed you were talking about the
whales?
whale watching.
Oh,
yes,
okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right. That was so much fun. That was like the best fun. That was like one of the most fun weeks of the whole year for me. I got to go to San Francisco, eat at my favorite restaurant. Hey, I had a food tip today. I have to think about it for the end of the show, but I did have a new food tip. So there.
There we go.
Well, can I give you a Thanksgiving Day weird tip? Because it's still not too late for this. All right. Now, when I talk about Italian food and I mention Olive Garden, no one screams and passes out, right? No one's like, ooh, Olive Garden. And if I go to Olive Garden and have a meal, it's good. It's good. I don't go out of Olive Garden and go, that's terrible. I like it's okay. It's all right. I'll admit it. I like Olive Garden. It's not like my favorite place.
Salad and breadsticks are like my thing when I go to the Olive Garden.
I like
That's
the
about
salad.
it.
I like the breadsticks.
I'll be honest. That's my thing.
And have you ever had their lasagna?
Yeah.
It's not bad, right?
It's okay.
Here's my food tip. This is the big secret. Ready? If you go to Olive Garden Catering and you order a pan of their lasagna, it's an entirely different experience. I don't know what happens when they cook it in a big pan. Maybe they do it in a separate kitchen that does catering or whatever. Every time we get it for like a party or something, like we'll have it as a side, or whatever, people are like, where did you get this lasagna? You don't ever say that at the Olive Garden. But I'm telling you,
nobody ever says that.
I know, but I'm telling you, Eric, I'm do not sleep. Now, I went. So the first time we did this, we got this pan of lasagna.
You never steered us wrong. So
I know. I'm a professional.
Yes.
Anyway, we had this lasagna at the house, and it was amazing. So the next week, I went to Olive Garden and had the lasagna, and it was like, But, dude, you get the pan. We've got the pan many times. We're getting it tomorrow.
There you go.
In fact, I'm picking it up tonight at 7 o'clock if you want to meet me at the garden. Anyway, I'm picking it up tonight for tomorrow because they're closed tomorrow. But you can order one, and they'll have you a pan tonight. And you will be stunned. You will be sending me emails and going, I can't believe how much better the takeout pan. Don't just get it to go order. Because it's just like eating there. You got to get the pan of lasagna. It feeds like 14 people or something.
Yeah, you have it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's great, and it comes with salad and breadsticks. Anyway, I'm telling you, Eric, you'll be stunned.
I love the salad and breadsticks.
All right, real quickly before we get to our images, Eric shot the Artemis launch that we've been waiting for forever.
I did. I'm still trying to recover from it. I got to turn it on. I'm still trying to recover from it. It was in the middle of the night,
and I'll get the images ready to go here for our critiques.
It was an interesting one. Let me see. I'll start up the scan converter, and let's see if he has my screen now. Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely up. Yeah, there it is. So
that's nice.
There's the rocket launching. So I didn't get this camera back until about a week after launch because the rocket damaged the tower it blew off the doors off the elevators. It did a lot of stuff that they weren't expecting. So they weren't letting us into the pad because it was a secure area, blah, blah, blah. And there's another one from inside I got back.
That's nice.
Thanks.
I like that one.
Yeah. I love this because
that's one of my favorites.
This is one of my favorites because this is so hard on these launch pads is to get a very clean shot. Where you have that negative space, you've got the tower. You don't have a lot of wires and all this crud going on, so it's very hard to get those shots.
I like that too. I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
It's clean, baby.
Yeah,
that's clean.
This is another one that I got out on the crawler way where the crawler is. Mm-hmm. This is a night launch, so we're a little farther away. This camera triggered later than I wanted it to, but it's almost a mile away. So just interesting.
Nice.
It was a hard launch because of the night. It's a night launch. So there's the tower getting blasted.
Excuse me. I like that one a lot.
There's a bird about to get cooked.
Oh. It's a Thanksgiving Day goose.
There's the aftermath of what went on. And then these are like shots, again, telephoto shots. I got the reflection.
I like the reflection. I like the static shot.
And then this was like the closest I could get. That was the actual side booster and Artemis launching with the moon in the shot. And that's the booster separating when it's going up in the atmosphere.
The old booster separating shot.
Massive plume, just massive rocket. This rocket was brighter, about, I would say 25% brighter than even the space shuttle. So it was really bright, really bright. It was loud, but the brightness was just what was incredible, of just like that brightness of the shot. This is actually one of my other favorite ones with like that reflection.
Yeah, that's nice. These are good.
Yeah. And then that was one I shot before where it's like we got the moon over it. But that's it.
All right, very nice. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, hey, one more thing, and then we're going to take a break, and we're going to start these. So we have started our Kelby One Black Friday sales. So every year, more people join Kelby One this week than the whole rest of the year. Like everybody joins right now because we've got
it's the best deal of the year.
Lowest price of the year, $149 for our Pro annual membership. It's our best membership. You get everything, including Photoshop User Magazine, which comes out 12 times a year. You're saving a ton of money. It's the best deal we get. Go and get it. We would love to have you. We have a new class that comes out every week. We'll be hitting 1,000 classes soon in our library. We've got just a massive, massive vault of training classes, and you get access to all of them.
So, and new classes every week.
New classes every week. So anyway.
Plus you get access to the community, which is a great community of photographers who help each other and don't tear down each other.
Yes.
And then the magazine, you get the magazine 12 times a year.
And you get discounts on everything.
Discounts?
We have
Yep.
we have a giant discount section. If you're going to buy anything this holiday for somebody as a gift, go to our discount section, get the discount code. I don't care if it's a plug-in or stuff from B&H or stuff from Apple or stuff from wherever. We've got all kinds of goodies.
There's even a help desk inside the community where you can ask Lightroom specific questions, Photoshop specific questions, photography specific
all
questions.
that kind of stuff, and it is the best, most friendliest, most welcoming community out there. Also, there was one other thing I wanted to mention that was really good and neat. Oh, give it as a gift. What a wonderful gift to give somebody for the holidays, a 1-year membership. And of course, they're not going to know the deal you got on it. So there you go. We also have deals on our conference replays. If you missed one of our conferences this year, you can save a bunch of money and get full access to all of the classes for a year, so you can go and get those. If you go to Kelby1.com
all those there.
or
Travel
Kelby1,
Travel Photography Conference, Photoshop World, Making Money Conference, the Gear Conference we had, the Landscape Conference, Lightroom Conference.
You can buy the replays and you can save a bunch of money. So anyway, that's all coming up. We hope that you will take advantage of some of those while they're going on this week and, of course, on Cyber Monday as well. So get your gifts for everybody. Get a gift for yourself. And we'll be right back here on The Grid.
Now, when you look at images, what is the first thing that draws your attention? The model, of course, right? But that shouldn't actually be the case. It should be the story, it should be the whole image. So in this class we're going to talk about using colors, but in many different ways. So not just simple gels, but we're going to also use, for example, split lighting. We're going to talk about something called smoke. We're going to talk about lens flares. And we're going to talk about a lot more stuff that can help you guys out to bring more magic in your shots. We're going to talk about a technique, and I'm going to show you that. And when you combine all of those together, you probably get something that's way over the top. Learn to shoot with magic, and then just sparkle it around in your normal work. And you will find out that it will give you the edge over the competition without any doubt. I hope I don't get into trouble with the Magic Commission by giving you all these trade secrets.
I'm Karen Hutton. Join me as we go chasing fall color in the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains of California to make amazing images of this incredible time of year. I'm going to share with you everything I can come up with out of my years of experience photographing this incredibleness in this beautiful part of the world to hopefully save you some time and energy when you want to shoot the glorious colors of autumn wherever you are in the world. I'll share tricks like understanding how fall color starts at the highest elevation and works its way down, and what that timing is all about. We'll talk about planning, we'll talk about preparing, we'll talk about gear, we'll talk about lenses, the actual nitty-gritty about how to shoot some of it, as well as how to tell a story, how to walk away with a book of your experiences, how to use color play. We'll talk about the detailed shots, the mid shots, the big epic shots. We're going to share a lot with you, and I'm not holding anything back. So join me for my latest class and best adventure ever at Kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back, Scott and Erik. It's Blind Photo Critique Day. Hey, just want to mention, you just saw the Platypod ad. They are having huge Black Friday deals, and we had the folks from Platypod on. They've got a bundle that you can take advantage of with a special code. And it's 20 to 30% off. The code is SKBF20. So SK is in Scott Kelby, BF is in Black Friday 20. SKBF20. Use it in the promo box, and you can get off all kinds of
20% off.
20% off. Put it in the code at checkout. So that's it. That's SKBF20. Could be Scott Kelby best friend 20.
Yeah.
Let's think of it that way.
Yeah, best friend, Black Friday, one of those.
Sure, same thing. All right, let's take a look at our images. Here we go. Let's start off, and Mr. Kuna is going to time it, make sure I don't go too long.
All right.
So we got 3 images here. 1.
2.
And 3.
Okay.
Eric, what do these images say to you?
It says, I like trains.
I like trains. That's what it says. They're photographically, they're I mean,
they're okay.
They're
photos.
okay.
There's nothing wrong photographically as far as settings.
Right.
Settings.
Wait. Okay.
Settings wise.
Right. This could have been a really interesting shot if you had used a long exposure. Right. If you had used a long exposure and that water was nice and silky, then you would really have taken this shot up a notch.
Yeah, you probably would have had to do again to freeze the train and then motion.
You'd have to
you could have done double exposure.
Yeah, you would have to do one for the
foreground.
Hey, by the way, all these trains look static. They're sitting there parked on the track. I would have been fine with that.
I actually think that might have looked cool.
I think it looked cool with a
motion.
little bit of motion and some blur there on the.
In fact, trains do look very cool if you pan with them.
If you pan with them and get
the background out of motion, then they look like they're actually moving.
Right, but the dead tree on the right sure isn't helping things, and it cuts right into the train.
Yeah.
It's. I think you got a good location.
A few weeks before,
go back and shoot it when it's lush and green, and do a longer exposure. This one, I like the fall color and stuff. I like I tell you what would make these shots more dynamic. You shot this from a standing position.
Get down low.
If you'd have gotten down low, that train would look much bigger and more imposing and all that stuff.
Yeah, more prominent.
And if the shot is truly about the train, then let's get in on the train, because all this extra stuff isn't really helping you.
Yes, let's get in on it.
I would get lower, and I would certainly get in on it.
Just getting in on it helps a lot.
Yep.
But getting lower, like Scott's talking about, would help tremendously.
This is probably the best one because you shot it in decent light. It's not great light. It would have been great light later, and I know what you're going to say. Scott, I don't control when the trains roll. Right, I know that. But this one shot kind of out in a harsh light. It's cloudy, but it's not nice. This is not flattering light. This is the only one shot in flattering light. And you have kind of interesting... I got to turn off my notifications there. You have some interesting... light happening there and an interesting angle. I think this is a very interesting angle.
Yeah, it's got that little diagonal. It's got the diagonal.
So I think this is by far the best one. And don't get me wrong, none of these are bad.
They're not bad.
But I think that you have it in you to be shooting these trains a lot better and making more dynamic pictures. These are kind of like, I was there when the train came by. I like trains. But I think that because you took this shot... And really, this one's really not bad either. You got where you're shooting from. There's a lot of potential in these shots. They're all pretty good. I see, ooh,
and definitely that first one, like you were talking about. I think some techniques in there would have changed everything. Like you said, doing long exposure, creating a little bit more dramatics with it, and then maybe even starting to do some of that stuff, like getting down low. Or the other thing is with trains, again, panning with them in order to get that motion, because trains move. Any vehicle that moves, that motion really helps. Yep.
So anyway, I do think you're onto something. So I like the train theme. Mm-hmm. Everybody likes trains. I like the train theme. Now your photography skill, like as far as composition and all, none of that's bad. It's all really pretty good. So if you can just you're ready to take it to that next level.
And the other thing you're going to have to do if you really get into that genre is you're going to have to start traveling to more interesting trains.
Yep.
You're going to, that's just one. I've seen really cool stuff.
Like the Harry Potter train.
Yeah, I've seen some really cool stuff. And that's the only thing. Like, it's good to be practicing, But if you want those epic shots, you're going to have to get out in front of those epic trains.
All right, let's look at another one. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens when a great location, great light, and great composition all come together.
Yeah, I mean, because you found that one lone green, to draw your eye.
Yep.
And it sucks you into this image. The lighting, everything's sucking you in right now.
Very, very nice. Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
These are beautiful.
And look at the lines there.
Yep,
and
the
leading lines. That is like a great one.
And because it has
and the clouds. Look at the clouds.
It has so many layers that it has this epic big feel. Right? It looks big. It looks very, very
would
big.
You clean up any of these?
Yeah, I would get rid of this thing right here. This little dandelion or whatever the heck it is.
That's the one.
That's the only one that's called dragging my eye. You know what
one.
else is dragging my eye? This is going to sound weird. Drawing my eye is this little one right here.
It's those.
Just clean those up. But otherwise, wow, it's great.
But again, that's nitpicking. I mean, really. And then
this one it just seems underexposed.
Just bring it out a little bit more.
I would just
I think there's
here.
an image in there.
Oh, there's a good image in there.
Yeah,
I think
there's a great image.
Great photographer.
I think it's like exposure.
Yeah,
exposure.
It needs to come up a little bit here.
And honestly,
and then maybe pull back the highlights
might already
a little.
Be because it's at ISO 100. I think that you blended this because you couldn't get that Aurora at ISO 100. So I'd say you probably got more data before you go to combine it. But like what Scott just did there, boom, that's much
I want to
better.
see what's going on.
Yeah, just see a little bit of what's going on.
Anyway, but hey, good on you.
I kind of feel like this is like Ramy stuff.
Yeah, it looks Ramy-ish, doesn't it?
Ramy-ish.
All right, we'll look at one more for the break. Here we go.
Is that first one crooked, or is it just me?
The first one is tilting a little to the left.
A little to the left.
A little to the left.
Yeah, I started like...
Second one, a tad to the left.
A tad to the left, too.
And the third one, I think, is pretty straight. So here's what I would say.
Some issues.
Yeah, but those are minor. All right, here's what I like about this. This shot right here is a very saleable shot.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like in a boating pun. I mean, this is a shot that you could put in a local art gallery and would sell. People would buy this. I think you've got a lovely palette of colors there. You got a nice composition. You got the boats. You got the romance. I think this one is of the three is probably the most saleable.
That. You see these areas? See these?
Oh yeah, we got some serious glows.
Yeah, there's some serious
We got some
glows.
massive
like
glows.
The boat, that's what my eye is being drawn to.
So
when I say in issues, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, they're a little technical. Yeah, you got to clean some of this stuff up here. Yeah, there's
almost like you had like a bad mask that you were.
The masking. Like you darkened the water.
Yeah.
So a little work on the cleanup, but that's a very saleable image.
Yeah.
This would be, but it's just a little too busy. Now, this is a long exposure. That's why you see the streaky clouds. That's cool.
Love the clouds.
And what do we say about? What's the biggest critique that we have about long exposures?
It's just not long enough.
Just not long enough.
You can tell with the water.
People buy a 3-stop or they buy a 6-stop. You need like a 15 stop. You need like a 10. Like I have a 10 and a 3, and I stack them on top of each other to get to 13. You need a long. If you're going to do a long exposure, do it. Go all in and get a fabulous. That would have made your sky.
I'm telling you, like 10 minutes, it starts looking really good.
Yeah, 10-minute one would be nice. Let's just.
What are we at there? 121 seconds. So 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's not nearly long enough.
Not enough.
And it was crooked too. So look at the.
Yeah, it was definitely crooked.
It was crooked. All right, and this last one again, it just needs a longer thing.
Same thing over here.
You got a bad
over there
masking issues here.
There's just something with the way you're masking.
Something in the way
you need to go. Kelby 1 has a is on that.
Yeah.
Because there's something with the mask.
But
something's happening with the
masking. I like your photography. I like your color. Yes. I like your post, but we got to clean up those issues. We're going to take a short break. We come back. Let's look at a whole bunch more.
Mm-hmm.
Last year at Adobe Max, Adobe launched all that new masking stuff and our minds were blown. It was a real, legitimate game changer. How are they going to follow that up ready to get your mind blown part 2, because in this new class, I'm going to get you up to speed fast on the brand new stuff that Adobe just announced at Adobe Max. All the new incredible masking stuff. They took the masking stuff they did and took it up a whole nother level. It is going to blow your mind when you see it, and I want to show it to you because I want to get you using it. I don't just want to tell you what the features are, I want to show you how to use them. I got some little tips, I got some tricks, I got lots of good stuff for you. Not just Photoshop, not just Classic, not just mobile, but for Photoshop as well. All of that's in this one class. I hope you come and check out my brand new class. Get up to speed fast on the mind-blowing new things in Photoshop and Lightroom 2023 version.
What if you could hire an extra set of hands just to deal with editing your photos? And what if this assistant was thinking and editing exactly like you? With Imagine, this is not a distant dream. Introducing your new personalized AI Lightroom Classic editing assistant. It analyzes your unique editing style down to the very last detail and applies that style instantly and uniquely to every new photo from your Adobe Lightroom catalogs. Whether it's color correction, cropping, or straightening, Imagine's AI assistant knows what needs to be done based on your previous edits. The AI constantly learns your unique point of view and improves. With just a few clicks, Imagine edits your photos in your personal style faster than ever. It takes less than half a second per photo at all volumes. Now you can finally have the time to scale up your business and win back free time. In addition to creating your own personal AI profile, you can also use one of our pre-built talent AI profiles if you are uncertain about your unique style or just want to explore the signatory styles of leading photographers. Your new AI assistant is here to deliver. Achieve amazing results right from the first frame and maintain the highest level of precision in each and every photo. Starting at only a few cents per photo, you get fantastic value for your money and save hours of work. So say goodbye to hours of tedious manual editing and to presets that distort your photos and underdeliver. And say hello to the future.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we're back, Scott and Eric. Let's go. Let's look at the next one. Here we go. One.
Uh-oh.
Two.
Uh-oh.
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 I'll tell you what. Can I say, I turned it black and white because I thought it looked interesting if I turned it black and white.
Yeah.
But I shot nothing.
Yeah. So these are kind of 3 shots of nothing. I'm going to give you 5 points for the reflections.
Yeah, the reflections definitely added something.
I'm going to give you 5 points for that. But unfortunately,
the reflection of the door.
Let me ask you a question. I'm just going to. You the whoever sent this in. Would you buy this picture and hang it on your wall?
Well, some people would.
You'd buy a picture of an alley. Anybody can get the look at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people would because it's like the mystery of it or whatever. But I don't know. The lone tire. That's about all I can see there is the lone tire.
This is just a junky alley. It's this junky alley. There's no subject. What's the subject, Eric?
The lone tire. That's the only thing I can think. And that's a really weak subject.
You're going to buy a picture of a lone tire?
No, absolutely not. Wall? I'm saying some people will. I will not. It really is kind of just, and actually, I believe the next puddle shot is right next to it, because see the leaf in the puddle?
Oh, yeah.
I believe the next puddle shot was just you moved your camera over and shot the puddle.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's a puddle leaf selective color. It's okay, yeah. Somebody had a cool coffee sign in front of a coffee maker.
Yeah. So you're doing what would be called street photography.
They're exposed.
They're well exposed. They're in focus. That's about all I can say for them. Honestly,
they're okay. They're okay.
I'm thinking they're not quite really okay, Eric.
Okay, they're just shots.
Below average.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not good.
I think the help there is getting a strong like subject
Look,
or
okay,
especially the street
yeah.
photography.
All right,
Like,
here-
what is the
here's
story?
Here's what your overall issue is. It's a lack of vision or creativity. You're just walking down the road and you go, oh, look, a dirty back alley. Click. Oh, look, there's a puddle in the alley. Click. Oh, there's a coffee machine. Click. It looks like the absolute minimum amount of everything was put in. Minimum amount of effort, minimum amount of creativity or vision or whatever. Like, Eric, if I went to your Instagram and I just clicked on any single person's whatever shot they put up last, whoever it is, it would be better than these. Unfortunately, these are nothing. These aren't even. This isn't. These are snapshots Look,
They're snapshots, then put on a filter so they think that interesting.
It looked bad.
And that does a black and white and selective color does not make it a good photo.
Look, here's what you need. It's not that you're taking bad exposures. You don't need a new camera. You don't need a new lens. You need a vision. You need an idea. If you're going to do street photography, you need to go study street photography, because if you had studied street photography, you would look at these and go,
if you gave these photos to Jay Maisel, he would do way worse to you than what we're doing. He would destroy you.
You know, Dan Steinhardt.
Yeah.
You know Dan. I always talk about Dan.
He's incredible.
I ran into Dan at Monterey, and I was talking to him about how much I love his street photography.
His street photography is incredible.
He's off to a meeting in Montreal. He's making a phone call, and he looks out the window, and he sees a shot. He sent it to me, and I was like, and he took it with his phone. He said, I was in your iPhone photography class.
And that's maybe it. Yeah, go ahead.
And he took these shots, and I'm like, Dan has the creativity and the vision. Dan has the talent. You need to go and study this stuff. Now, we have courses on Kelby 1, but you don't even need those courses. You need to look at the work of great street photographers.
Yes.
And you've got to start
because that's what I'm thinking here.
I don't know what to tell you.
So that's what sometimes with these shots, right? That I think you're seeing good street photography thinking, well, they're shooting an alley, so I'll shoot an alley. They're shooting leaves, so I'll shoot leaves. They're shooting a coffee shop. But you're not seeing that what they're doing with their photo is they're actually immersing you in some mystery, some story. There's always, with Dan's work, that's the one thing. Like Dan's work, he kind of does that where he's showing another angle of something where you're like, almost like it juxtaposes, like, and then you think about it a different way. Like I remember, like, you know, I just shooting legs of people, you know, and how they're moving and walking.
He's got the greatest shot of someone's legs in front of the subway. And the subway's going by,
and it's just like
the contrast and the composition and everything is so interesting. That's I see that picture and I go, I would pay and have that on
and that's what I think sometimes people then look at that and just go, well, I'm just going to focus on the black and white element or the alley element.
You saw an alley.
Yeah, and you said, oh, an alley with a tire. You saw an alley with like a piece of something there and you thought that was, but it wasn't this. It's not this.
It wasn't this, and it wasn't this, and it wasn't this. Look,
all right.
You got work to do.
Yeah.
But it's not camera based. It's not exposure based. It's not in a menu. It's none of that stuff. Go to 500px and start looking at street photography. Look at the work of great street photographers. And then, you know, go look at, what's his name? Iberian X.
Yep.
Go look at Iberian X's work and
he has a class on it. I mean, not that again you need, not there.
Class.
But I mean, he does. If you're watching this and you're like thinking, hey, I wonder what they're talking about. That's the kind of stuff. Or Jay Maisel, the guy's a master. He just sees stuff.
Yeah.
But he's trained himself to see that.
All right, let's look at 3 other images. Here we go. That's nice.
I like that one. I do like that one. I think the others, the first one's interesting too. I just need to see more. You've got too much in shadow.
I don't know what's happening, but
too much in shadow. I know you're trying to light it up, and you need a softer light too.
Yeah. By the way, what's the brightest thing in the photo?
It's the foreground there. It's that
right down
foreground.
Here,
it needs to be the car if you're going to do the car, which means you have to flag off your light. You have to actually take your light and not make it hit that car.
Yeah, well, you can fix that, by the way. There's a program.
You can do that, but if you do it in camera, it's even better.
Yeah, no, it's better. Go to the linear
But
gradient.
even you could, like Scott's going to do here, you could help yourself out a lot by doing that.
Just darken that area right there.
Yeah. But yeah, you're gonna need to come at least kind of a good stop up on your foreground. Yeah.
Now you can see it better. Look on my screen versus the screen that we're seeing here. That's better.
That's better. I mean, that's what you need. You need like a
so
stop up.
You see how it rebalanced that light? Yeah, that's better.
Because it's definitely a composite. It's definitely a composite.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's okay. But that's what I'm saying. If it is a composite, bring more light into your foreground.
This is kind of interesting. It's just not nearly long enough of an exposure. You need another 5 minutes. And that water would look really misty and the whole thing would get on a different...
the pylons, actually the placement of them is kind of weird.
Yeah, the composition for this one is
composition.
great. I'd also go blue on the... I'd go into some blue there. Instead of the kind of... It has kind of a nothing color. I would kind of go to that. And this one's nice.
I like that one.
I'm going to guess. I'm just going to make a guess that this was done with a camera group. Like this was a project of a camera group. Like
just because they're so much different as far as quality than the others.
Yes.
I could see that.
That someone went out there and you did this and there's 15, 20 people around you and the leader of the group and you did this.
Or somebody like, you guys were working in a team. Yeah. That somebody was like, hey, let's do a Brillo pad or let's do this.
All right, but you're not far off. You're nowhere near what we were talking about earlier.
No, they're good.
Not at all. All right, let's see what we got here. Two out of three of these I really like. I really like this. I like the simplicity of it. I would darken the barrel a little bit, and the barrel is blue. So I would
open up the eye there too.
Yeah, let's just fix this up a little bit. Let's get our white balance a little more towards yellowish.
You can darken up the surrounding and kind of pull the...
Yeah, and you could probably go over here and just get a brush, darken this up. I don't know, maybe it would AI it, but that doesn't need to be quite nearly as bright.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, just bring that back. All right. And you could even do the background if you wanted to. You create mask and hit select background. Oh, it got the barrel and everything, and maybe just darken that a tad.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's nice. It's a nice shot, and I like it. I like the separation from the background. I like your negative space. There's a lot of good things going on here. I really like this one.
Yeah, I love that one.
That's really nice. I like the way it's mostly highlights and shadows. It's very nice. It's very interesting. It's a
spiral that reads right in.
It's an unusual spiral staircase shot, which I love spiral staircases, so I'm predisposed to like it. This is my least favorite, but it's the closest to being really, really good. I would almost think, because I love what you've got on his shoulders.
Yeah.
His shirt looks a little dirty, which means you probably put too much clarity. Clarity makes things look grungy.
Especially whites.
But I'd almost, because all you can see, the highlights are under his eyes. Or
his eyes are closed.
Or I don't know. I think that's...
Or looking down? Or?
I don't know what's going on there. I almost want to see this dark. Like, I know that's not doing your portrait subject a lot of good, but I'm just talking about overall cool shot. I think this one is the closest to being something really special.
Yeah, you're trying to make it a little bit more mysterious.
Yes. And that's not quite it, but...
Yeah, definitely not.
It's something,
I got you.
But something in there, and to do something with his shirt, I don't know what's going on there. I really like where you're going with this. I think that there's something there. And I would like to see more in that vein. But anyway,
definitely
good job
potential.
Overall. Nice. Good photographer. You're doing a good job. So keep it up. Good stuff. And let's see what we have there. Oh, these are good.
Yeah. You can tell just from the thumbnails with the light.
Yep. Oh, I like the color toning on this one too. Very nice and very appropriate. Great pose.
Would you sculpt the light a little higher? I mean, do you feel like the shoulder's a little too bright?
Yeah, the shoulder's probably a little too bright.
But again, we're getting nitpicky now.
Yeah.
They're all three good.
Yeah,
really good.
We might tone back the shoulder.
Half stop.
Just a little bit. This whole area
half
here.
stop. That's it.
Yeah. And now it looks a little yellowish.
I
might have to push a little blue into it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right there, now it pulled up to her face.
You can see the difference in the two.
Yeah, it just pulled me up.
So just, yep. And you know what, though? A lot of times when you're working on these things, it's hard to see that.
It is.
Hey, John Dukes had a comment. It came up during the last one we were talking about. If you want to make more interesting photos, point your camera towards interesting things.
I tell you, that goes through my mind all the time.
All the time. All right. These
when
are
I'm like,
very
why
nice.
isn't this photo working? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a boring subject.
These are nice. I like the lighting. This is nice. It's all nice. Her décolletage and chest area is a little bright.
Yep.
It's a little bright.
Like sculpt that light.
Yeah.
Pull up to the face.
Like I would probably
half stop.
maybe get a little bit of fall off. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
Go to the linear gradient.
Yeah.
Darken it a little
That'd
bit,
work.
and let's fall off here. Let's see. Oh, I went the
You
wrong way.
go the wrong way. Yeah. There we go.
So get a little bit of fall off here. I went too far. A little bit of fall off there. Maybe the highlights back just a hair. And then I would go and add one more mask. Brush in a little more brightness on her face.
Yep. That's it.
About a third of its time. Pardon me. I'm on day 13 of my cold, but I feel great. I feel back to normal.
Yeah, I'm on day about that same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Good
been
times.
fun.
RSV.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, good. This photographer's really doing good. They're like lighting it up. We saw that one already. Let's see what else we got. Did we see in this one? Here we go. All right, some little leaky shots. You know, these are pretty good.
I like
sports.
that. I mean, that
These
was
are pretty-
really good for that age group. That was
Yeah.
really good
Hey,
to
but
find
these
that.
are all
Yeah,
pretty good.
they're
Look at
really
this.
good.
I love the way they're all looking up. Now, it's either I don't think it's a home run because look at the look.
I think it's a
foul.
pop fly.
It's a
Pop fly.
Oh, but I think it's a pop fly right up like they're looking up like.
Yep.
But that's a great moment shot. Even the
Look at the backgrounds, the fans. Yeah.
Now, the only thing you could do to make this really better is to get some more separation from the background.
Yeah.
The lighting's good. Your framing's good. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I mean, this is a very high level.
Yeah.
Little
I mean, given
shot.
this, again, it's harder. Youth sports is
Right.
harder because it's just not as
Right.
action
It's not
packed.
dynamic. All right, same thing here. This would help to get lower. If you get a little lower, I think you get more dynamic shots, and you'll also get less of just empty seats and stuff. But if you can get a little more separation from the background, that would really make a difference. This is a good shot, though. It's a peak moment of action. They got good expressions. You can see the ball. You can see their eyes. This is pretty good, and this one's great.
Oh, yeah. That's so cool.
But look, you got the backgrounds out of focus. The more out of focus you can get that background, the more professional your sports
I mean,
shots
you
are gonna
could
look.
do some gradients and kind of like sculpt the light a little bit more, but I
wonder-
think it's
let's see.
really
Let's
great.
just see. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's go to masking. Let's go to select subject.
It's gonna get pretty close.
All right.
It's picking
All
up
right.
some background, but
Okay, so
you could knock that
let's
out with
undo
a
this.
mask
Let's
or
do
with
this.
a negative.
Let's do select background, and let's blur it. So let's go to clarity,
Negative texture.
negative texture, and negative sharpness. That's not really going to do it. And then go subtract subject. So they don't have anything
Yeah.
on them. And you also would need to paint away this stuff too on the mask. It's just not enough blur. You'd have to go to Photoshop to actually really blur it. Now,
Yeah, it's
Now-
hard too because you're
but-
shooting
but-
wider.
I know,
You know?
But what about the neural filters in Photoshop? What about if we went and went to
the
the
focus.
neural filters? Where's my cursor, Eric?
That I don't know because you
There it is.
just
Okay.
launched it.
Yeah, my cursor kind of went away. Filter,
Neural filters right up
neural filters. There's one for adding depth. It's called depth blur. It's in beta. Give it a second.
the top. Yeah, that does. Well, you gotta work on it a little bit. They'd have to work on it a little bit. You see how it's still picking up some of the background.
But
you also-
can you see how much better the photo would look if you'd have been able to shoot this at f2.8, which might mean getting back further. But it changes the dynamicism of the image. The dynamicism.
Wow.
So I'm going to hit OK and you can look at it before and after, all right?
That's where you actually might have better shots. I know getting down low, it would be better.
Yeah.
But you actually might get better if you actually go all the way back to the top of the stadium and zoom into 200.
Yeah, I know, but if you're in the back,
I know.
It's not going to look good.
It's not going to look good either.
Look at the difference. I mean, this is not a perfect background, but look how it separates, takes your focus off the background. It takes it elevates the shot. But these are all good. You're doing a good job. Just a couple little hints to take it up a bit.
Very. But I think overall, given that what you're doing,
I think you're doing good.
If you're doing this, you'd be ready to do other sports, like a little bit more advanced.
Yep. All right, what do we have here? This is nice. Looks like an infrared camera.
Yeah.
That's nice. I kind of like the shot. I like the overall upness.
I don't dig that one. Yeah.
I like the guy, but the light on him is just funky.
Well,
like the light on him. Look at his face.
Might be because it's bringing in some other spectrums or something. Like
I don't know, but
it almost looks like it's got like an ultraviolet. Like see how his skin's like.
Is it? You think it's they did a?
I don't know, I don't know. Just you're right. The skin just doesn't look right.
His face, the light in his face is just all over the place. It's just kind of a mess. His hat's super bright. I don't think he did it with an ultra. I don't think it's an infrared on this.
No,
but his lighting a portrait is a very deliberate thing.
But it also might be just the way that it was edited. It could be to bring out, but it doesn't look like it's like boost texture or like boost clarity or something.
So what we have here is, this is pretty cool. I like where this is going. I like the framing, and I like your little edge effect, and I like that you
and that's where infrared does work well in the midday crappy light.
Yep, I like that.
That's the advantage of infrared.
This one I'm just not crazy about. I can't put my finger on why.
There's some weird kind of like aberrations, there's blurs with like almost like a lens flares that are going on. Then you've got this gritty smoke, and then this corner up here, who knows what's going on up here.
And then this one, the lighting's just so bad on him. It's just so bad. So
now that's the thing. The techniques you're using are to combat crappy light to begin with.
Right.
Like, so everything you're doing is to combat crappy light. I would venture to say if you put yourself into better light and not use those techniques, you might even have better images.
I want to see that sky go black. So, I mean, you're using infrared. I wanted to see, you see what it, you know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah. But not bad, not bad. I like where you're going. I like that you're trying the infrared. So you get extra points for that. Let's see what we have here. Here we go.
All right.
All right, you're doing the long exposure stuff.
Long exposures? Not long enough on some of them.
Not long enough. And certainly not long enough on this one. This one seems better.
Yeah.
But the water here still looks choppy. It almost looks like two exposures, but because this seems like it should be smoother. You know what it is? This one I like because it's the cleanest of the three. It clearly leads you to the waterfall. A longer one would be better.
The only thing that's there's one thing that's weird with that one is like there is that red stick up front, right? But that red stick looks like it's put into the shot.
It does look a bit placed.
It does look a little bit placed.
Of course, if I'd have placed it, I'd have aimed it at the waterfall.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. This is the best of the three, I think.
I agree. Yeah, but there is those weird things happening.
This one's just so busy. Like, I wonder if we couldn't get rid of some of the busyness. Like all this stuff over here is just kind of ugly. You got a nice waterfall. I'm assuming that's what you went there for. I'm wondering if there's a way we could kind of get a better photo out of it.
Yeah, like more focused in on the waterfall.
Yeah, and then maybe
now you got the frozen waterfall to the left.
Darken the edges a bit,
frozen,
so you're not drawn to the ugly stuff.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah. So But I think there's probably a better
But
photo.
the
inside
first
of that.
one, the first one is the same thing. There's just a lot of distractions with those.
Yeah, these trees are not helping.
The branches coming into the frame, branches coming into the horizon,
And it looks crooked. So
it
I'm
does look
wondering
crooked.
if, let's just see. First off, let's fix it, make it not look crooked. And then I'm wondering if we can't make some kind of a decent pano out of this. It still needs cleaning up. It's just junk, right? And it can use a little, just a little.
Well, it's trying to use the trees as like a frame to the frame, but it's not right, especially with the way the branches come in.
It's just there was a really pretty good shot there. You had to go find it.
And you can. That's a great technique to use. Is like using a tree to frame a shot, but it has to be perfect. Or you have to work on it in Photoshop.
So Brad's 1974 said the shots of the robin, the spiral staircase, and the portrait. Said thank you for the great feedback. Well, good job. Good job.
There you go.
And good job on you
Glad
for
you took
taking
it.
it the right way.
Yes.
All right, here we go. 1, 2. These are 3 shots with great potential. I like the first one.
And this is 3 shots that I feel like 3 photographers took.
It does look like 3 different photographers. I really like this one.
When we were talking about a street photography shot earlier, there's a story to this, right?
There's a story. She's dancing, he's playing, and
Everybody's
she looks
moving
full of joy.
and looking at it like this is.
You know what's killing this shot? That bucket.
The bucket does take away.
I think I would have to get rid of that bucket. I think that bucket would go. It's also crooked.
It is crooked.
It is crooked. And I would love to see
And the
her
problem is,
over.
if you try to fix that crookedness, you're going to crop out what you don't want to crop out, because you put the subjects right kind of hugged on the frames. Now, there could be a wider shot and already cropped in. If that is the case, fix the crookedness.
But
then
there's a lot to like. This is an interesting shot. This actually has a lot of potential. I love the colors. I love the blue against that yellow. Unfortunately, the sky behind the tree is just there, and there's a bunch of junk on the sides and stuff. Cleaning this up would help a little. I like where you were going. I like that you saw it. It's close. And this one's kind of interesting. It's got a fine art look to it.
That one does. Yeah.
So I like this. I like all of them, I guess. I
like them.
Yeah, I like your sensibilities.
The middle one is the one that there needed to be something there's just something way missing.
I just really like the colors. I'm so drawn to the reflection
colors and the
all
reflection,
that.
but it's
I
just
know,
like the shot is
that's what
not
I'm saying.
there.
I know it's not quite there, but pretty good overall. It's not quite there. All right, we'll look at one more and then we'll take a break. Let's see what we got here.
Okay.
So these are not bad.
They're not bad.
But I think that you are, unfortunately, not in front of a great scene. It's not a bad scene.
I mean,
this isn't
that's
ugly.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
But remember the other landscapes that we looked at that, like, look, this has no epicness to it.
No, it's
Those
pretty.
looked epic. They were like, and it was getting down low and you got a big blurry thing on the right here. They got a.
This is like a background
But
photo.
part of this is what I think was John Duke said earlier. You're
more interesting.
That
subjects.
guy was standing in front of way more interesting mountains than you were, and then he did everything right. He shot it at the right time. You're not shooting in bad light. This isn't a bad light, but compare this mountain with that guy's mountain.
I mean, that's mountains are hard because you have to get that right isolating view of them. And these are kind of like that's where like remember the ones we saw was like looked like the Ramy shots where it's like it's well composed
let me
with
go
the
find
mountain
those.
and the leading lines and all the stuff coming into it. That's just where it's just you don't have that in your photos. They're just kind of like they're pretty scenes, but they're not the right shapes of the mountains. The leading lines are not there.
Well, let's compare it with this.
Yeah.
So that's a clean shot. That leads you in. It's got all the different stuff. And it really does. Those are beautiful. What do you think these are? The Dolomites, or do you think this is in
I think
Chile?
that's in the Yukon.
Oh, the Yukon?
I think that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if these aren't Ramy shots, it was somebody with Ramy.
You know who comes from Yukon?
I think so.
The Yukon Cornelius.
Because I'm telling you, they just look so interesting. Like they just feel like his shot.
They do feel like Ramy shots, and the lighting and the dramaticism. But now let's go.
Well, anyways,
right,
if it is somebody, they've done a great job of doing something
Right.
great, because that's what the photos are great.
So compare that with this, and you're like, now this is a harsh,
different mountains.
I know,
it's
but
hard,
this is a harsh reality of photography.
It is.
You're going to get a photo based in front of what you're standing in front of.
This looks like you're shooting in the Appalachian Mountains in just kind of fall colors, but you're in like the not interesting parts of the mountains.
All that stuff.
It's just, and it's okay. They're not bad, but they're just not those epic shots.
Right.
And it's not epic skies. It's not epic lighting.
The other photographer went to someplace really epic.
Yeah, and that's what it's hard to get to.
Someplace really average, and that's the kind of the So no, it's not a photography issue, and the bird photo is fine. It's sharp and it's crisp, and the bird's got a nut. But I don't need to see that much.
You
blue.
could actually crop in a lot.
I don't
and it
need
would help.
to see that much blue.
A lot. Crop in a lot.
Sure. That's why I just said I don't need to see this much blue.
Yeah, like a lot. Much better.
That's certainly a much more interesting shot.
Yeah,
I don't need to see all
better.
that blue. But anyway, so now, is this the most interesting bird in the sky? No. Is he doing something fabulously interesting? No. So
it's not. That's probably one of the.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Better one.
Okay, is this what you're looking for?
No.
A shot that's not that bad?
No.
Is that the goal?
No, but I'm just saying.
You know what I want? I want a shot that's not that bad. That's my goal. I want a shot that's it's not so bad. Yeah, that's what every photographer wants. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to look at some more shots. You know what I'm looking for today? Shots that's not that bad. It's better than the other one. Yeah,
it is.
That's
When I come home from a trip or an event, I share the images online, right? I share them in a particular way that every time I do it, I get emails, I get comments, and I get stuff on social media, people saying, what software are you using to share this story? It looks phenomenal. It's the storytelling medium that is so great. It makes your photos look fantastic and lets you wrap your story around it. It's called Adobe Express, and I made a class on it. It's an entire course. It's short because it's so easy. Adobe Express itself is free. If you're going to sign up for Adobe Express, go ahead and put some images together, come with me and follow along in the class. When the class is over, your Adobe Express page is up and running, and you're going to do it in no time at all and be blowing people away with the presentation. And you know what? It's all about the presentation. So come and check out my brand new course on photo storytelling with Adobe Express.
Hey guys, I'm Tuvi and I'm going to show you two really cool products that we at VFlat World sell. So the first one is our Duo boards, which are double-sided hyper-realistic backdrops for food and product photographers. They come in two sizes. This is the larger side. We have all different types of textures and designs. These are some of the new ones that came out recently, and they also, there's a bag option available for them. And our other product, which is what we actually started the company with, It's called a V-flat. It's a foldable V-flat, and it's used for portrait and studio photographers to control light on their subjects, to either add light with the white side or use the black side to subtract light, or even block like an unwanted window light coming in.
This segment of the grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, we're back. Let's look at some more images. Let's go. Here we go. I like these. Yeah, I like them.
So this is, again, going back to remember the black and white and the selective color.
Yeah.
This is where these are more interesting, especially that one in the middle with the fog and the one person. That was very interesting.
This one I like because of the graphic nature of it. The way you've got a half a circle, and then you've got the square, and then you've got the four walls leading into the and there's just a great light shadow, and it's got a very graphic nature to it.
Shadow and highlights.
This is just really interesting. This is a storytelling shot, and the fog really is what makes it.
Fog.
This shot without the fog is like not half as good, but they got the fog, and they got great leading lines, and it's interesting.
Leading line to the person.
This is my least favorite of the three. It looks like maybe an infrared.
That does look like an infrared, and the reason too is it's in the midday light. You can see all the shadows are falling down.
And the sky is black.
And the sky is black. Yeah.
But anyway,
that's my least favorite. I could
really
lose that one.
Too. Yeah, I could lose that one.
The first one, graphically, the shadows and the highlights, it's almost like actually if you diffuse your eyes, if you like defocus your eyes, you can actually see a pattern to it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. But good. Overall, very good. I like where you're going. I like what you're grooving. I like your groove. It's a groove thing. Let's see what we have here. Okay, they're not bad. This one has so much potential because you had a great subject.
Interesting, yeah.
But he's not giving you anything I would have rather seen a much more serious image here.
Like a different emotion.
Like a different emotion and different kind of more gritty post-processing. And like maybe some color toning put to it. I think there's something there. I think you got the right guy. I think your lighting's not bad. It could have been like the lighting here is a little better. You've got light coming in like window light and stuff. This photo is really small. There we go. It's not awesome lighting, but it's not bad. But I like the tone of this better. Her shirt is too bright, of course. You knew I was going to say that, right?
Yep.
Let's darken this.
Yeah, let's take a half stop out of that.
A little bit more. There we go. And then let's go get another mask, add a brush, and add a third of a stop to her face.
Yeah.
To kind of just
boom.
And then maybe a little texture, and a little bit of clarity. Just to kind of, I think there's a better shot in there.
Right.
And I like her, and I like her smile looks appropriate. His doesn't.
We'll say one thing, there's that flower on her shirt, which is just because you can't see it, it kind of does draw you down to it. It's just a weird
and
thing.
This isn't bad. I like there's a little motion in him. But I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look.
It's not the best, like capturing he is in motion,
Yeah.
But it's not like the right motion, or like if he was walking through that path.
If the people on the right were doing something more interesting, I think you'd be set.
Or if the people on the right weren't there.
Or they weren't
and
there.
It was just one.
Yes.
And then he was moving.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
That would be the better.
Yeah.
Which sometimes
you know what
that is just waiting it out.
You're drawn to what I was drawn to, which is the light on the floor and the beam coming in and the architectural quality. There's a lot of good things going on here, but it's not quite a home run. But still, pretty good. I like where you're going.
Yeah.
I think you're going in the right direction.
Definitely.
So keep going. Well, these are all very nicely done. This is a really, really nice crisp shot. I don't like shots of bugs, but
it's a nice shot of a bug.
As far as bugs go, this is one of the better ones. I really do like the juxtaposition of colors, and you're nailing the technique, right? The B's in very sharp focus, the front's out, the back's in. You got great separation from the background. Same thing here. This is lovely. You've got a very nice bud. And the background's out of focus, and it's nice. This is my least favorite. It's very messy, and it's just kind of a duck. It's a duck landing or a duck taking off. It's just or geese. I'm sorry. It's a goose.
Goose. That goose is cooked.
That goose is cooked. It's okay.
It's just not a good position.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
It's just not an awesome.
And then it's because it's got that
well, you know what
weird
it is.
crookedness
Look how
to it.
clean this is. Look how clean this is, and this is kind of messy. Now, one thing you could do to help this shot, it would take you a minute, but wouldn't be as hard to think. I bet it would take 15 minutes. Get rid of all the dots. Get rid of all of them. Go into Photoshop.
And even that line that's running through it.
And start, there's a river running through it. Hang on. Let me get that. Man, I'm having a hard time seeing my cursor. Where is it?
I don't know.
It's like my cursor has disappeared.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't even see it up there. It's on the screen, like you're clicking on stuff or you're moving it around.
Let me see if I can make a brush bigger.
It's not doing anything.
Thank you, Photoshop. Well, anyway, I was going to show you how to
clean it up. And if you clean it up, it would be better.
Clean it up. All right. All right. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I can tell these are going to be nice.
Yeah. When you see the thumbnails and they look good. Ooh, that's nice.
Yes. Good separation, good lighting.
All right.
It's a little blue.
It's a tad blue. You got to take the time. You got to take the time to get rid of the chain.
The chain's got to go.
The chain's got to go. Come on. This is such a great shot.
That would be easy to remove.
Very easy to remove. And let's get a little more warmth in there to get to. That white should be white. It shouldn't be blue. So you don't want it to be yellow, and you don't want it to be. So look, that's just a little. See how blue it was? It was Blue City.
And take that chain out and take
that chain out. That's a beautiful shot, though. Congratulations. This is nice, and it's clean, and this is nice. This is a direct sunlight photo, but you still got away with it. Hey, can I try a trick? Sometimes going and adding the blacks in takes off the heat. It doesn't in this case. Sometimes it takes the heat off of a direct light photo, and you might also add a little yellow in there, so you don't have that blue tint.
Still,
I didn't do a whole lot for it, folks. That's
no, but still,
you know what it is. I'm trying to get that midday sun off it, so I pulled back on the highlights a little bit, and I warmed it up just a tad. I think it's the only two things I did. Yeah, it's just those two things, but I think it did make a difference. Maybe what you could do to make up for it is open up the shadows a little. I just don't want it to look like midday sun, but it's midday-ish. But these are nice, very nice. Good job. Yay, you.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? That looks like, what is it, a moose, an elk, something?
Yeah. Elk.
It's their butt, which is always the best part. That looks like Oregon Beach with a highlight issue, a glow issue.
Yep.
And
a piece of driftwood.
That's
Same
nice.
thing.
I like the people.
I like that.
I like that. I like the sky. This is very nice. Here's what you got to do. let's zoom in here. Let me open it up and zoom in because you got something you gotta fix. Hang on. Oh, where's my cursor? There it is. See that little line going all the way around? See the white line going all the way around your thing? That's easy to fix, and you got to fix it. Go to the clone stamp tool. Set your blend mode to darken. Make your brush small, and you're going to hold the Option key if you're on Mac or the Alt key on Windows. You're going to click right over here and paint over it, and it'll get rid of that white spot. By setting it to darken, you're telling Photoshop, only clone over things that are brighter than where I Option clicked. So I Option clicked over here in the blue. That line is brighter than the blue, so it gets rid of it, and that glow is gone. Now,
You can get rid of that.
what's this?
That's the spot, sensor spot. You can get
All right,
rid of that real
you have
quick,
the same problem. Look at that. Look how bright that is. You got to get rid of that. I spotted it as soon as I opened the picture. Go get rid of that. These are nice shots. Hey, get your sensor dust while you're there.
Yep.
Whee! All right, so there we go. Little stuff. But nice picture, though. I like what you're doing. Good shots. Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the Canon R6 II.
Ooh, nice. But Scott, why'd you do that?
Let me tell you why, Eric. Thank you for asking. I got to hold it at that B&H Monterey event.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went over to the B&H order table. You should not hold cameras near the B&H order table. Can I tell you that? You should not hold anything.
That's good advice. That's good
Right.
advice.
No, but Canon actually had a booth there, and it had some changes to the physical body. I didn't realize. I thought it was the same body. They had some physical changes, and they were nice, but there was nothing special. What it does have is 80% faster autofocus. It has 4 more megapixels. To me, the right number of megapixels is 24.
Yeah, because then you can go crop in 100%. You still got 12.
Yeah. I think 24. I was at 20 with my 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so the thing about B&H is, I don't know if you know this, they have a trade-in thing. You can go and sell, not a trade-in, you can sell your used gear to them.
Yep.
They give you a quote right online. Do you know that my buddy, because he went to mirrorless, and I'm talking to him one day, and he's like, yeah, I'm hanging on to my D850, and I'm hanging on to all these lenses. I'm like, why?
Why?
Are you going to go back to DSLR? And he's like, no. He got over $5,000, like $5,400 from B&H. And he's sitting there on the phone with me, and he's going to B&H. He goes, okay, I have this lens. It's in good shape. What do I get? Oh, they'll give me $1,200 for it. Okay, I'm going to put that. I'm selling that.
Put that
Dude,
aside.
He went and did all that stuff. So if you have a piece of gear, like I've got this R6, so I traded in, or what do you call it? Sold my R6. I pre-ordered. I haven't sent it yet. I got the quote. I haven't sent it yet, but I'm going to send it as soon as but it's supposed to be here next week, like the 29th. They're
Awesome.
saying it's going to ship. So, and it had a couple of other little features that were really nice. Aviation tracking, like
Yes.
tracking for planes. Not like you didn't already track planes really well before, but they actually have now.
Everything's getting a little bit. That R7, same thing. It's
R7's nice, isn't it?
It's awesome.
So anyway, I pre-ordered it. It'll be here, I think, on the 29th, and then I'll sell my my R6 to him. But anyway,
There you go.
that was cool. I was excited. But this is why you don't want to be near the B&H table while you have a
Yes.
credit card on
Words
you.
of wisdom.
Because I was not planning on getting it. I really wasn't. I was thinking, But, once I played with it, I thought, maybe I should just sell my,
Well, it's always good to especially with that, to take advantage while the market that's why you still have the
because
value
a year
in it.
from now, that R6, the old R6, will be worth very little.
It'll definitely drop.
It'll
more.
drop like a lot. It'll drop. So anyway, so it's coming. Maybe the 29th. So maybe next week.
Awesome.
Very excited. Very excited. Well, I haven't had a new camera since 2020. That's 3 years. I got 3 years out of it.
And you got a great deal out of 3 years out of it.
Yeah,
if you
no,
really
I'm
think
thrilled.
about it.
I'm thrilled.
Right? You know?
Okay. Do we have anybody else? I think, are we done? We might have one.
Well, if
left.
not, we got prizes. We got to give away
Do the prizes. We have 2 left. Oh, you're going to want to
right.
do this one.
All right, you want to do the prizes first or less? Let's do
Let's
this.
do this.
Wow.
That's a cool shot. Look at all the vapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
you've
shot.
got all that.
That's cool. Coming right at you. Love it. Loving it. Sport plane.
Oh yeah, that's neat. Love
That's an interesting
the
angle.
pilot looking the way he is.
Yeah.
Definitely. Prop blur. That's
My least favorite of the three.
It's the back end of the F-35 does not look good. It just doesn't.
Especially when you crop off the wings.
Yes. So this one is the one this does not belong with the other two.
No.
This
Really good.
and that
Super
really good, really good. And then you threw this at us. This is the one. Throw it out.
Throw it out. Good stuff, though.
Yeah.
You know we love aviation pictures. Here we go.
Ooh. Huh. Interesting.
Ooh, I like that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right, we need work
All
here.
right.
Okay.
That
All right.
2 out of 3.
All right, 2 out of 3. Here's what's wrong with this one, and it's actually kind of wrong on the first one. You know what your
Yes,
problem is?
I knew what you were going to say.
It's
yes.
overlit.
Yes.
It's just
it is.
simply overlit. So it looks like, now, I like the placement of your light. I love her outfit. I love that she's looking that direction. I don't love the power lines, and there's no reason for those power lines to be in there.
I would differ. If you look at this, I think there's a story in here.
Is it, I am on Native American land building a big...
I think that it is the juxtaposition of that. Yes.
That could be. I still don't like the power lines.
I don't like the power lines,
but you're right. If you're trying to tell that story...
that could be part of it.
Yeah. All right, but you know what it looks like? That looks like a backdrop was put up in the studio.
It does look like that because it's overlit.
It's overlit.
You're right. It's
You
overlit.
need to turn that flash down by half. Because if you have this...
It doesn't balance well. It doesn't balance well.
If you have this lit right, it doesn't look like a flash. It looks like she's really there. This is overlit by a lot. So, and you know what? You do have fall off, which is nice. Her face is the brightest thing, and then it falls down. But, yeah, if you're trying to tell the story, I would still at least take the wire out through the middle of her head.
Yes, those 2 wires that are running there, I could leave the top 3 ones if that's the story.
Yeah.
Just remove the lower 2 ones.
Yeah.
But I could see where that could be. But you're right. The overlit is the part with this one that I think both of us, that was my thing too with this one. Now, the first one has that problem, but it's a little better.
Right. So
it's a little better.
So what this is it's not really overlit, but the light is very harsh.
Yeah.
So I think if you'd have put a nice softbox on here, this could have been a really, really good shot.
You could soften this up and post a little bit.
You could soften it and post a little bit. You're not like
not like
putting a nice softbox on there. But I really like what you're doing lighting wise. Turn the power down on the other shot. Here, use a softer light. And I think it would, like Joe McNally would have really used a really soft light and really come up with something great here. Now, also,
it definitely has that feeling though, where it's like a Joe McNally-esque.
Yeah, it's an editorial type of shot.
Editorial.
Unfortunately, in the background, I think we see a reflection of your camera gear.
So too,
and that's really distracting. There's no reason for that to even be in there. So I think what I would probably do, that looks like a softbox and a light at someone's head. This is all bad. So get rid of that.
Or it could just be something diffuse. I don't know what it is.
It doesn't matter.
Distracting.
It's distracting.
It's distracting.
It doesn't really matter. We could debate all day long.
Yes.
Oh gosh, now my cursor's gone again.
Yes.
Oh,
I think Photoshop does not want you using it right now.
Okay, well anyway, you got to get rid of that in the background. Just get rid of it. Just clone in that wall that's on top of it.
But hey, that middle shot too, though. That middle shot, really nice.
What was the middle shot? Oh yeah, that's very nice. Yeah.
I mean,
that's cool. It's like perfect.
I want that for like a wall print.
Yeah, that's nice. Enter that in competition. Nice.
Yeah, enter that in competitions.
That's very nice. And this could be a great shot. It's editorial. It's just way too bright.
I think this is a great shot. The only thing is working your lighting a little bit more. That's what it's going to be. That's what's going to be your next level.
But you
want to go to the next level?
Here's what's interesting.
Work that lighting.
Most people have a problem with getting their shadows looking good and stuff and all. And that's not your issue.
No.
I'm trying to pull her back a little and see if I can.
Yeah, you could pull it back.
It's
yeah,
still,
you could,
it's still
but
not,
it's still not there.
It could also be a little softer, but you know what it is? It looks flashy is the word. It looks flashy, and you could also warm her up a little bit.
You could also maybe create a little bit more fall off from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you just don't want it to look, you want it to look like she's there. So the problem is, see how flashy the one on the left looks?
Yeah, it's like just a blast, like blast.
Yeah. And then maybe what you could do once you get her more balanced is maybe just open up the shadows on the background so you can see a little better what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on my screen versus the screen. The screen in our studio is kind of dark.
Still, that's much better on the right there.
Yeah, it's better, but it's not as good as you fixing it in camera and getting the balance just right. And that's a dance, you know. You got to take a number of shots to nail that.
And by opening up some of
look.
those shadows and stuff, now I can see that that's a power plant better.
Yeah.
You know.
All
I
right.
actually think I know that power plant.
Do you?
I think so.
You do know a lot of power plants, Eric. I've always
do.
said that about you. I said there's one thing that Eric knows.
I think I know
It's
that
power
one.
plants. All right. So that's that. I think that was our last one. I'm pretty sure that was. Oh. Yeah, we saw that. Is this? Did we see this? All right, here's our official last one. Officially last.
Well, that's gross.
That is gross.
These all make me uncomfortable.
All right. So, you know what it is? I think you have a good eye for capturing wildlife. I don't think
Yes.
you're capturing them at the right time of day. This is, again, it's very harsh. It's kind of a neat photo done in really bad light. Really bad light. And this is just kind of gross. We're baby birding it to you. And this one, this is good. You
This
got
is
the bird
actually,
with the
this
flash
is
in
my
there.
favorite.
I know, but the background.
But it's just
Go
the
use-
background. The background overpowers it.
It overpowers it. Go use
Yeah.
the neural filter and see if you can, lighten that.
You also
background
might be
up.
able to do the background selection tool and take some of the harshness out of the background,
Yeah.
which would help.
But-
And two, you've got a two darker birds
on a brighter
on
background.
a brighter background. It's just you kind of lose it a little bit.
Yeah, but I think you got a good eye for timing.
Definitely
and
a
composition.
moment too. You could
Yeah.
definitely tell those two birds. It's
Yeah.
like, give me
Hey, I
that,
want
give me that fish.
Nope.
Those
That's
are
my
the
fish.
worst birds too.
Those are
Oh,
the worst birds.
the worst.
Worst. They're worse than a power plant.
are.
Anyway, good job though. I think you're onto something. It's what you have to fix is easy. You've got the hard part, which is I can capture wildlife and I can capture great moments and interesting compositions
Yeah.
and things.
You
I
know
just
that
need-
peak moments.
Yep,
You know.
you got the peak moments. All right, so
All right,
some
we got
giveaways,
prizes,
and let's
yeah.
wrap it up. Who
So-
won what?
so we
winner,
got
winner,
the,
turkey dinner.
Winner, turkey dinner. Here we
That's
go.
what Ron wrote on the
We got the
screen.
Platypod multi-accessory kit is going to Bob Elliott, and then the travel photography book is going to Wayne Morrison, and then the How Do I Do That in Lightroom book is going to Brenda Dolores Poole, and then the On One Effects 2023 is going to Christy
McLeod.
McLeod, my brain, and then the On One, or not the On One, the V flat. I'm seeing the one. The V flat is going to Kevin R, and then the Dual Board XL is going to Art Merpel. And then if you just send us an email with your address over to gridprize at kelby1.com, we'll verify your information and then send you out your prize.
Can I
There
say
you go.
something? Can I say
Yes.
something? We actually give really nice prizes away every week.
We do.
We're like, our prizes are pretty
And we
good.
thank our sponsors for providing those
Yeah,
prizes.
they are.
Yeah.
We're very grateful
Yeah.
to them, but I think it's really nice.
It is very nice.
I think it's delightful.
Yeah.
I think it's delicious.
And I hope everybody took to heart, everybody that we gave critiques took it to heart and didn't take offense to it. We're trying to just help.
Yeah, we're
I know
trying to
I'll get an
push you
email
in the right
later.
direction.
I know we'll get emails later about somebody, but I hope.
Yeah, somebody will be unhappy. But
I hope.
But very often, someone's unhappy when they hear it.
Yeah, about 3 months later it changes.
Then 3 months later, they send us the photos and go, "How do these look?" And they're night and day. They're like
I took your
and like-
advice. I like a month later I was like, oh, maybe they were right. and now my photos are great. You know, I don't know. It's just
Last
it's
thing-
the process. It's a process,
Okay.
people.
Last thing, if you know a fixer in Qatar or Qatar, if you're American, I play guitar. Qatar.
Yeah, hook them up.
If you know a fixer or a really good photographer that knows cool places or whatever, send them to me. Have them hit me up on Facebook or Twitter or something. Or
Qatar, tomato,
whatever.
tomato.
Tomato. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Here's wishing you guys a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Hope all of your Thanksgiving wishes come true. And be nice to your family because they're the only one you've got. So be nice to them.
Champagne
people-
wishes,
and
caviar dreams.
It's champagne wishes and caviar dreams. And it's Erik Kuna. He's a millionaire.